Good evening, students. So, welcome to Unacademy EAMCET YouTube channel, students. Myself, Dr.Rajendra Prasad, biology educator on Unacademy EAMCET platform, students. So, I have been teaching biology to EAMCET and NEET medical aspirants from last 13 years. In today's class, we will be discussing some important points and we will be discussing some multiple choice questions on the topic that is plant succession. So, before going to the topic plant succession, I would like to introduce about our Unacademy Plus subscription, students. So Unacademy Plus is for students who subscribe to our classes. So before that, I want to tell you the most important thing that Unacademy EAMCET, so Unacademy EAMCET YouTube channel especially. So on this YouTube channel, so we'll be having classes on biology day after day. Anyhow, so Unacademy Plus subscription. So let's see something discussed about the Unacademy Plus subscription. So Unacademy Plus subscription, the prices has been slashed to up to 40% students. So 40% వరకు ప్రైజెస్ మనం తగ్గించారు Unacademy Plus platform లో తీసుకుంటే. So if interested to subscribe to our courses on Unacademy Plus, so you can use my code Rajendra Live so that you will get 10% discount out of that. So let us see the different prices so of the our Unacademy Plus courses. So Unacademy EAMCET ఒక ప్లస్ క్లాసెస్ తీసుకుంటే 1 month price is 1500 rupees students, 3 months price is 3750 rupees. So 3 months kaithe 3750 rupees. So 6 months తీసుకున్నట్లయితే మనకి 6000 rupees students. సో చాలా తక్కువ అమౌంట్ స్టూడెంట్స్. ఇంత తక్కువ అమౌంట్ కి Unacademy లో మనకి ఏ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ లో అయినా తక్కువ అమౌంట్ కి ఏది రాదు స్టూడెంట్స్. సో దీన్ని ఈ ఛాన్స్ మీరు వినియోగించుకోండి. సో మనకి Unacademy లో చాలా బెస్ట్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ ఉన్నారు, టాప్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ ఉన్నారు. సో వాళ్ళ నుంచి మీరు నేర్చుకోవడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే. So hello Fahad, welcome to Unacademy EAMCET YouTube channel. So hello Satya Chinmay. So yes Fahad. So whatever material you have of 2014, of course you can use it for EAMCET 2021. But what I suggest you is especially the material like physics, chemistry will be certainly helpful for you of 2014 material. But I think biology there is lots of difference in material which is in 2014 and now there is lots of difference is there. So I suggest you to for biology subject especially you go with the new material, and for physics chemistry no problem, you will be have same material previously which you have seen. So 2014 physics chemistry material యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు ఇప్పుడు. కానీ బయాలజీ మట్టుకు అలా కుదరదు, చాలా సిలబస్ మారింది. సో అది ఒకసారి చూసుకుంటే సరిపోతుంది. Okay students, let us discuss our Unacademy Plus subscription. So 12 months plan. So 12 months plan తీసుకుంటే 8250 rupees students, and 24 months plan is 12000 rupees students. If you are interested, use my code Rajendra Live. So when you use my code Rajendra Live, you will get 10% discount on this particular above plan students. So this is about our Unacademy Plus subscription. So 40% వరకు రేట్స్ తగ్గిపోయి స్టూడెంట్స్, మీరు ఈ అవకాశాన్ని వినియోగించుకోండి. సో 1 month కి అయితే 1500 rupees, 3 months కి అయితే 3750 rupees, 6 months కి అయితే 6000 rupees students. Certainly యూస్ చేసుకోండి. సో yes Hitu, so tomorrow we'll be having a special class, so you can join my special class. So today night I will schedule the special class on Sunday, so you can check the timings also. So we'll discuss some topics, we'll be discussing some multiple choice questions on tomorrow's plus class on principles of inheritance, linkage problems we'll do in tomorrow's class. Okay, you can join my special class. So before that students, so let us see what is the benefits of taking Unacademy Plus subscription. So premium content will be available at affordable price, structured live courses, dedicated live outline sessions and quizzes at regular intervals. So batches for complete preparation of EAMCET also will be taking students. So already there is few batches were running. You can see later batch already going on. So the later batch in PCB and PCM also. If interested, you can use my code Rajendra and subscribe to these batches. And already there is rapid revision batches going on, in which I am taking the biology classes. You can join those batches also if you are interested students. Okay, you can use my code Rajendra Live and purchase this course. And there is a test series every day is conducted on our Unacademy EAMCET website students. You can go through the test series, so 20 questions in 20 minutes. You can practice the multiple choice questions also for free especially. And for plus subscribers there are test series are also being provided for coming, and a few more test series are also going to added for plus subscribers students, that is for plus subscribers. So try to take plus subscription as it is a very less amount that is available. So I suggest you to take the plus courses. So hi Komla, how are you? So welcome to Unacademy Plus classes. So that is about our Unacademy plus courses student. Let us discuss a few points about today's topic, that is plant succession. So what is this plant succession students? So let us discuss something about this plant succession and we will do some multiple choice questions also on that. So plant succession means how the plant formation has been taking place. Now that we are going to discuss. So previously if you see how the plants has, now whatever plants which we are seeing is, they are nothing but they are the angiosperms. So whatever plants nowadays, so angiosperms are the dominant plants around us. The plants which are around us are angiosperms. These are the dominant plant students. So how these angiosperms has been formed? So let us discuss few things about how the plant succession took place. So previously students, so few thousands of years ago, if you see, what Chinmay, something you're asking? So can I get 1100 rank in EAMCET 2024 BYC star? Physics, professional, biology, complete. Yes, Chinmay, I think yes, you can get BBSc seat for 1100 rank. Certainly you will get it. So practice well. Physics, chemistry also, apart from biology, certainly you will be succeeded, no doubt about it. Okay students, let us see how the plant succession is taking place. So on the bare rocks actually, so bare rocks, so thousands of years back, what happens is on the bare rocks. So on the bare rocks, so on the rocks what happens is, so there is small crevices on the rocks, will be having small crevices. Okay, so crevices on the bare rock, what happens is we will find small crevices. Crevices means chin kanal. So on that crevices what happens is the first organisms, so the first organisms that was landed, so that is the lichens. So first endante, so lichens. Okay, so on these crevices, on the bare rocks crevices, the first organism that got habitated is lichens. Okay, so already we know that what are lichens. Lichens are combinations of algae and fungi. So they are the algae and fungi together is called lichens. So first on these crevices, this lichens has habitated, and so these lichens, after that lichens, so once lichens has perished, now what happens is later another members of plant kingdom, they have grown on that rocks. So that those are the, so they are bryophytes. So when these lichens and bryophytes, when they're growing, what happens is, so they have released, so they release some enzymes. These bryophytes, what happens is they release some enzymes actually. So they release enzymes. So when these enzymes are released, what happens is slowly the rocks which are, so the enzymes released by lichens and as well as enzymes released by bryophytes. So these enzymes, so slowly started degrading the rocks. Of course, it is not in a 1 or 2 days. It is not, the process is not completed in 1 or 2 days. It may take thousands of years, and slowly it leads to formation of the soil. So slowly it leads to formation of soil, and later what happens, due to formation of the soil, so it provided habitats. It provided habitat for the organisms. That is, it provided habitat for the herbs actually. Okay. So later, so after that, after herbs, what happens is there is a formation of shrubs took place, and finally it has developed into a forest. So now this forest includes all the dominating plants like angiosperms. So like this, now this is called a plant succession. So this is how the plant succession is taking place. Now this plant succession is not completed in a single day actually. So it took some years actually. It is not in a single day completed process. It is a years to years altogether process it is actually. So once again, if you see what happens, what is a plant succession? So how the plants nowadays, how means the plants which we are seeing is all are angiosperms, and how the plants, these angiosperms are dominant plants nowadays. How these angiosperms have dominated, how they have arisen, that is called plant succession. So few thousands of years if you go back, so there is a bare rocks. On the bare rocks we have small crevices and the chin canal on that. So in that crevices, the first organism that was habitated, that is called as a lichens. Now this organism which that was habitated at the time, now that is called lichens, and now this we call it as a pioneer community. Now this we call it as a pioneer community. So now we call it as a pioneer community. So after lichens, there is another group of members of plant kingdom. They have grown extensively, or they are dominated. So those are called as bryophytes, and these bryophytes, they have started releasing some enzymes. So due to the enzymes released by bryophytes, slowly the rocks has converted into soil. Of course, within 1 or 2 days it does not take place, it will take years to years. So when the soil formation took place, it provides a chance for the growth of the herbs. So after bryophytes, next habitated plants are herbs, and after herbs the shrubs has grown extensively and later leads to formation of the forest. So finally this forest, now this forest is called as climax community. Now this is called as a climax community. So in the plant succession, which is the pioneer community, if you see in the plant succession, the pioneer community is no doubt it is the lichens. Lichens is called as a pioneer community, whereas which is called as a climax community. So forest is considered as a climax community actually. So whereas lichens is considered as a pioneer community. Then these bryophytes, then we have seen these bryophytes, and from bryophytes to shrubs. Now from bryophytes to shrubs. So these are called as, now these all together is called as a seral communities. We call it them as a seral communities. So I have used three terms actually here. So first one is called as a pioneer community. So I have used second term, I have used a seral community, and third one is called as a climax community. So we have to remember these terms actually. So on the bare rocks, the first habitated organism is lichens, and they are called as a pioneer community. So they are the first community. Pioneer community means in plant succession, which is the first community on the bare rocks is known as pioneer community. It is the lichens. So, and the last one, so in the plant succession, of course the forest formation took place. In the forest we have several angiosperms which are dominating now, and this forest is called as a climax community. And stages between the pioneer community and climax community, those are called as a seral stages, or they are called seral communities or seral stage actually it is called as. So like this we have to remember this name. So this is about the plant succession, how the plant formation is taking place. So altogether is called as a sera. Altogether means the series of steps. So altogether is called sera. So the series of steps in the plant succession. Series of steps in plant succession. So series of steps in plant succession together is called as a sera actually. So series of steps in plant succession altogether is called as a sera actually. So these four terms we have to remember. So pioneer community, climax community, seral community, and sera. So what is sera means? Series of steps in the plant succession is called as a sera actually. So this is about the plant succession, students. So let's discuss some multiple choice questions regarding this topic about plant succession. So let's see the first question. So orderly and sequential stages. So sequential changes, orderly and sequential changes in communities parallel with the changes in the physical environment. So physical environment is known as. Now that was the question. So can anybody can answer this question, students? Yes, students, anybody can answer this question? Yes. Yes, Komala, today's class is only on plant succession because our session is only for 30 minutes. You can join my tomorrow's special class. I will be discussing the linkage numericals, that is, okay, principles of inheritance. In that linkage numericals tomorrow I will discuss. You can join my tomorrow's special free live class on our app, that is for 60 minutes. So can I try to answer this question? So orderly and sequential changes in communities parallel with the changes in the physical environment is known as. So what is this called as? So yes, very good. So it is no doubt it is called as ecological succession. So that is called as ecological succession. So orderly and sequential changes in the communities parallel with the changes in the physical environment is called as ecological succession. Now next question. So the entire sequence of events that successively changes the given area. So entire sequence of communities that successfully changes in a given area. So they are called as. So entire sequence of communities. Entire sequence of communities that successfully changes in a given area. Yes. Yes, friends, any answer for this question? So it is called as sera, okay, so the S-E-R is sere. So just now we were discussing the same thing. You can see here. So sere. So what is sere or sere? Okay. So it is a series of steps. So series of steps in the plant succession. So series of steps in the plant succession is called as Siri actually. So that is what the answer is actually. So series of steps, series of sequence of communities and successively changes in given area. So that is called as actually the Siri. Okay. So you have to remember this, very important question, this one. Next, let us move to the next question. So in these successive serial stages, so just now we are discussing now, so successive serial stages, so what are the events that are taking place actually in successive serial stages? So let us see what are the statements here. So there is a change in the diversity of species of organism. So during these serial stages, what is going to happen? Now that is the question actually. So of course there is a change in the diversity of species of organism takes place. Yes, Komla, what is your question? So you are asking something like succession means step-by-step process. Yes, no doubt about it. It is a right statement. Yes, succession means it is the step-by-step process that is taking place during the formation of the plant. That is called plant succession actually. The same thing we were discussing in today's session here. We were discussing how in the forest, how the plants formation took place. So in forest we have angiosperms. So nowadays the plants which are dominating is angiosperms. So in forest majority of plants we see that angiosperms. So that how the angiosperms have arisen, that's what we have seen in this today's class, that is plant succession. So how plants formed means, for formation of the plant certainly we need soil. So how the soil formed is, so soil is formed due to the degradation of the bare rocks, and degradation of bare rocks is supported by the two members, that is lichens and as well as bryophytes. Of course, to degrade the rocks into soil it took thousands of years, not in a 1 or 2 years actually. So the series of steps, how the formation of the soil took place, and from the soil how the herbs, shrubs and finally the trees has dominated, those all we have seen, that is called as a succession actually. Okay, so let's come back to our question once again. Since successive serial stages, what happens? So no doubt there is a diversity, so there is a change in the diversity of organism took place. So there is a change in the diversity of organism is taking place. Similarly, there is an increase in the number of species occurs. Of course, so with increase in the with evolution, what happens is no doubt there is a diversity of species and number of species also increases, because due to the availability of food materials and change in the climatic conditions, certainly there is a number of species also changes, no doubt about it. Then there is also increase in biomass occurs. So there is an increase in biomass also occurs. So based on this, we take option D as answer for this particular question. So successive serial stages includes there is a change in diversity of species of organism, there is increase in species occurs, so increase in biomass also occurs. So all of these statements are correct in this case. Yes, very good, Komala. Next. So can you answer this question? So if succession occurs on bare rocks, so if succession occurs on the bare rocks, then it is known as what type of succession? That is the question. So try to answer this question, students. So if succession occurs on the bare rocks, it is known as. Yes, Komla. So lichens, apart from lichens, actually the bryophytes have the capacity to release enzymes actually. Even though lichens also have, but so bryophytes have that capacity actually to release enzyme. So yes, Prabhakar, so welcome to Unacademy EAMCET YouTube channel. So you're right, it is the primary succession is the right answer. So succession that occurs on the bare rocks, the succession that occurs on the bare rocks is called as a primary succession, and the primary succession is initiated by, so just now we have seen it is by lichens, and they are called as a pioneer community. Now these lichens are called as a pioneer community, just now we have seen. So they are considered as a pioneer community. Yes. Let's move next question. So where do the primary succession occurs? So what are the different habitats where we can expect the primary succession takes place? Now that was the question actually. So yes, any answer, students? So where can we expect the primary succession takes place? Yes, any answer, students? So primary succession occurs in which location? No, that is the question actually. So note out the primary succession. So primary succession, okay students, so no doubt about it students. So primary succession occurs on the bare rocks. Not only on bare rocks, the primary succession also occurs on the newly cooled lava, okay, so and also newly created pond. So all these, so these all are fresh environment. Actually these all are the fresh environment. So the fresh environment provides habitat for the growth of the organisms, okay. So these are the fresh habitats or fresh environments. So like bare rocks, so newly cooled lava and newly created ponds. So these all will provide a atmosphere or environment for the growth of the new organisms. So primary succession will take place in all these habitats. So for that reason, so we have to go for the option, okay. So for that reason we have to go for the option D. Okay students, so let us move to next question. Okay, so secondary succession. So secondary succession occurs in, so now these are the examples which we have to remember actually. So that is the reason previous question is also a very important question we have to remember, because so we have to remember those names which are given in textbooks, like primary succession occurs on bare rocks, newly cooled lava and newly created pond. Similarly here you see secondary succession. So secondary succession also occurs. So secondary succession also occurs on the flooded lands, okay, so burnt forest and abundant farmland. So all these statements are applicable for secondary succession. So what is the secondary succession? If you see, what happens is secondary succession, for example you see forest. So when forest is well developed with the several plants, suddenly forest is caught with a fire, then what happens? All the plants got burnt and turned down into ashes. Then after some times, after few years, what happens is slowly the new plant starts arising from the burnt forest. Such type of succession is called as secondary succession. Okay students, so yes, so all of this is the right answer. So yes, Komla, you are asking something question. So plants only on bare rocks. So plant succession takes place only on bare rocks actually. So only plant succession is applicable for the bare rocks. So even in the new cooled lava, what happens is, so it provides habitat for some other organisms growth, okay. So like for example some bacteria like green purple sulfur bacteria, they all grow in the cooled lava, because so lava when burst from the volcanoes, after when they get cooled, this lava is rich in hydrogen sulfide, okay. So this hydrogen sulfide is a substrate. Hydrogen sulfide is substrate for purple sulfur bacteria. So they are substrate for purple sulfur bacteria. So like this, what happens is these habitats provide so primary members of pioneer community differs based upon the different habitat, okay. So like that, so bare rocks are only especially important for the plant succession, okay. See, just now we were discussing the same thing. Primary succession means it is in an undisturbed environment. So primary succession takes place on an undisturbed environment actually, okay. So first time the communities are developing, so that is called primary succession. So what happens is secondary succession. So just now we are discussing a secondary succession. You see we have taken one example as flooded land. So already land is existing. So suddenly there is a heavy rainfall. Because of that, what happens? All the river water has destructed the whole land. So it has removed all the top layer of the soil, and whatever plants have grown, they all got destroyed, okay. And again to grow the new plants, what happens? It takes some time, and again slowly new plant starts growing. So that is called secondary succession, okay. So that is called secondary succession. So like that there is a difference between the primary succession and secondary succession. So secondary succession, best example we can simply take like burnt forest. Just now I told already forest is existing. Inside that forest there are several plants are there, and suddenly forest got caught with a fire and all plants in the forest got burnt. And when forest got burnt, what happens? Now it becomes a barren land. And it after few years, slowly in the forest, what happens? Slowly the small plant starts growing and again it starts developing into new forest. So that is called secondary succession. So those differences we have to remember. Anyhow, so abundant farmland. Okay. So all of this is the right answer in this case actually. Next. So let us see the next question. So how is the primary succession differs from the secondary succession? So this sentence can clearly explain us actually. So how primary succession differs from the secondary succession? So there is a change in the type of animals and plants during primary succession only. Yes, no, this statement is correct. So we are discussing there is a increase in diversity. So there is a chance for increase in diversity we were discussing. So same thing is happening here. So there is increase in diversity. Then anthropogenic changes can change the several stages. Anthropogenic means so man-made. So anthropogenic means man-made, okay, disturbances or man-made activities. So that may be like pollution, okay, industrial release of waste materials. So that certainly may disturb the succession. Yes, no, that is also a right statement. Then out of primary succession, secondary succession, which is slower rate? No, that was the question. So primary succession takes place at slower rate. No, that is a right statement. So based on this, we will take option D as answer. Yes, so no doubt it is option D is the right answer, students. So that is the reason. So we will take as option D as the right answer in this case. So let's move to the next question. Then, so what happens during succession? No, that was the question. So let's see the statement here. So during succession, what happens? So extinction of some species. Yes, during succession, some members of the species gets extinct. So just now we have seen initially the first community is lichens, and they got extincted, and they are followed by, after when lichens got extincted, then next one is Bryophytes. So certainly no doubt, so extinction of some species will be taking place. Yes, Komala, what is your question? So man-made can disturb also secondary succession. Yes, already the secondary succession is because of the man-made disturbances only, and after that also the certainly man-made disturbances can occur in the secondary succession also, no doubt about it. Yes, you are right. Okay, anyway, all of this is the right answer for this particular question. So extinction of some species will be taking place, and there is also increase in some species. Yes, no doubt about it. There is increase in some species also takes place. So increase in diversity takes place. We were discussing the same thing in today's class. So there is an increase in diversity takes place. Then change in the decomposer species. So decomposer species composition koda khatsanga martadi. Okay. So like this, what happens? We will take all of these as a right answer. So extinction of some species, increase in the number of some species, change in the decomposer species. So all are applicable during succession. So there are several changes occurs. So all changes are applicable here in this case. Okay. Let's see next question, students. Since secondary succession, the species that invade an area depends on. So in secondary succession, the species that invades an area depends on. So in secondary succession, the species that invade an area depends upon. So that depends upon all these factors. Once again, it depends upon soil conditions, it depends upon water availability, it depends upon seed or properties present. So all of this is the right answer, students. Okay. So this is about today's discussion on plant succession, students. So we'll discuss once again, and day after tomorrow we have another class. So we'll see on YouTube. So we'll discuss day after tomorrow another class is there. So before ending the session, students, once again I would like to introduce about our Unacademy Plus subscription, students. So there is a 40% reduce in our prices, students. So try to utilize this offer. So such a less amount no other platform in Unacademy provides. So try to utilize these sources, students. So 1 month trial plan is costing very less, that is 1,500 rupees, and 3 months plan is costing 3,750 rupees, students. And similar 6 months plan 6,000 rupees, and 12 months plan 8,250 rupees, students. And 12 and 24 months plan is 12,000. So use my code Rajendra and subscribe to courses, students. So yes, Prabhakar, so EAMCET syllabus, there is one YouTube video on syllabus, you can find that also. Biology syllabus I have prepared on YouTube only, you can go through that, Prabhakar. Okay, so thank you for joining this session, all of you, students. So thank you all of you who have joined this session. We'll see you in the next class, students. Thank you all of you, and this is the end of today's session, students. Thank you.